Hi, welcome to English Hamster. Are you learning English? Great. Here we learn through stories. They are simple and interesting. You can improve English while learning knowledge. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our special history journey. Today, we are going to travel back in time. We are going back thousands of years to a land of golden sand, a powerful river, and giant stone buildings. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a hot, quiet desert. You look up and you see a mountain made of stone, but it is not a normal mountain. It has 4 flat sides and a sharp point at the top. This is a pyramid. For many years, people looked at these pyramids and asked, how did they build them? And why are they here? Some people even think aliens from space built them, but the truth is even more amazing. These buildings were made by real people with simple tools and very big ideas. In this video, we will learn the secrets of the pyramids. We will talk about the kings who wanted to live forever and the workers who moved heavy stones under the hot sun. Do you like mysteries? Do you like stories about kings and gold? Then stay with us, because the story of ancient Egypt is one of the greatest stories in the world. Before we start, let me ask you a question. If you could build something that lasts for 4,000 years, what would it be? Think about that as we begin our journey. To understand why the Egyptians built pyramids, we first need to understand how they lived. Ancient Egypt was a very long time ago. It started more than 5,000 years ago. Egypt is a desert. It is very hot and very dry. But there is one thing that made Egypt a great civilization. A civilization is a large group of people who live together with their own laws, art, and buildings. That one thing was the Nile River. The Nile is the longest river in the world. Every year, the river would flood. This means the water would come out of the river and cover the land. When the water went back, it left behind rich, black dirt. This dirt was perfect for growing crops. Crops are the plants that farmers grow for food, like wheat for bread. Because of the Nile, the Egyptians had plenty of food. Because they had food, they could spend time doing other things, like building great monuments. In ancient Egypt, the leader was called a pharaoh. You can think of a pharaoh as a king, but for the Egyptians, he was much more than just a person. They believed the pharaoh was a god on earth. The pharaoh had a very important job. He had to keep Ma'at. Ma'at is an Egyptian word that means balance and peace. The people believed that if the pharaoh was strong and happy, the Nile would flood, the sun would rise, and everyone would be safe. But there was one thing even a pharaoh could not change: death. Everyone dies, even powerful kings. However, the Egyptians did not believe that death was the end. They believed in the afterlife. The afterlife is a second life that starts after you die. They believed that if you were good in your first life, you could live forever in a beautiful place in the next life. To live forever in the afterlife, the Egyptians believed something very specific. You needed your body. If your body was destroyed, your spirit would be lost. This is why they created mummies. Mummification is a special way of preparing a dead body with salt and oil so it does not rot or disappear. They wrapped the body in long pieces of cloth. But even a mummy needs a safe place. If a thief steals the body or an animal eats it, the pharaoh cannot live forever. This is the big secret of the pyramids. A pyramid is not just a building. It is a tomb. A tomb is a room or a building where a dead person is buried. The pharaohs wanted the strongest, biggest, and safest tombs in the world to protect their bodies and their gold. They wanted a building that shouted to the world, "I am a god, and I will live forever." Now, let's look at how the pyramids started. They didn't always look like the smooth triangles we see today. A long time ago, before the big pyramids, Egyptian kings were buried in simple, flat buildings called mastabas. A mastaba looks like a big rectangular box made of mud bricks. It was okay, but it wasn't very exciting. Then came a king named Djoser. King Djoser wanted something better. He had a very smart helper named Imhotep. Imhotep was an architect, a person who designs and plans buildings. Imhotep had a brilliant idea. He thought, why don't we put one mastaba on top of another, and then another one on top of that? He built 6 levels of stone, each one smaller than the one below it. This became the step pyramid. It looked like a giant staircase leading up to the sky. This was very important because the Egyptians believed the king would use the pyramid to climb up to the gods in heaven. This was the first time in history that people built such a large building entirely out of stone. It was a revolution in building. But the Egyptians were not finished. They wanted their pyramids to be even better. They wanted them to be smooth. They wanted them to shine like the sun. One king named Sneferu tried many times to build the perfect pyramid. His first try was a bit of a disaster. The sides were too steep, and the building started to break. His second try was the bent pyramid because the workers had to change the angle in the middle of building it. It looks a bit strange. But finally, Sneferu built the red pyramid. It was the first true, smooth pyramid. Sneferu showed his son, Khufu, how to do it. And Khufu, he decided to build the biggest one of all. If you go to Egypt today, you will see 3 very famous pyramids in a place called Giza. The biggest one belongs to King Khufu, the son of Sneferu. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza. For more than 3,800 years, it was the tallest building in the whole world. Can you imagine that? No building was taller until people built the Eiffel Tower in Paris. The Great Pyramid is made of more than 2 million blocks of stone. Each block is very heavy. Some blocks are as heavy as 2 elephants. People often ask, how did they move these stones? Remember, the Egyptians did not have trucks or engines. They did not even have the wheel yet. Scientists have many ideas about how the Egyptians moved the stones. Most people think they used ramps. A ramp is like a long, slanted road that goes up. It is like a slide, but you go up instead of down. The workers put the heavy stones on wooden sleds. A sled is like a flat car without wheels that you pull across the ground. To make the sled move easily, they poured water on the sand. Wet sand is slippery, so it was easier to pull the heavy stones. Thousands of men pulled long ropes together. They worked like a big team. They also used the Nile River. When the river flooded, the water came very close to the desert where they built the pyramids. They used boats to carry the heavy white stones from far away. These white stones are called limestone. When the pyramid was new, it was covered in this white limestone. It was so bright and shiny that people could see it from many miles away. It looked like a giant diamond in the sun. Many people think that the pyramids were built by slaves. A slave is a person who is forced to work for no money and has no freedom. But today, we know this is not true. The pyramids were built by thousands of laborers. A laborer is a worker who does hard physical work. Most of these workers were farmers. Remember how the Nile flooded every year. When the water covered the fields, the farmers could not grow food. They had nothing to do. So, the pharaoh asked them to come and help build the pyramid. The pharaoh paid them with food, clothes, and beer. Yes, beer. It was a very healthy drink in ancient Egypt. The workers lived in a special workers' village near the pyramid. They had doctors to help them if they were sick or hurt. They were proud of their work because they were building a home for their god king. Now let's go inside the Great Pyramid. It is very dark and very quiet. There are long, narrow tunnels. These tunnels lead to the king's chamber. A chamber is just a fancy word for a room. In the king's chamber, there is a large box made of red stone. This is the sarcophagus. A sarcophagus is a stone coffin where the mummy is placed. But when scientists first went inside, the box was empty. There was no king, no gold, and no jewelry. Where did it go? For thousands of years, tomb robbers, people who steal things from graves, tried to get inside. They wanted the pharaoh's gold and his beautiful treasures. Even though the Egyptians built secret doors and heavy stone traps, the robbers were very clever. They took almost everything. Near the pyramids, there is another amazing statue. It has the body of a lion and the head of a human. This is the Great Sphinx. The Sphinx is like a giant guard. It watches the pyramids to keep them safe. Why a lion? In ancient Egypt, the lion was a symbol of power and strength. By putting the pharaoh's face on a lion's body, they were saying the king was as strong as a wild animal. Imagine seeing the Sphinx for the first time. It is 20 meters tall. That is as tall as a 6-story building. For a long time, the sand of the desert covered the Sphinx up to its neck. People only saw a giant head coming out of the sand. It wasn't until about 100 years ago that people dug it out and saw the whole lion body. Building pyramids was very expensive. It took a lot of money, a lot of food, and a lot of time. Also, the pyramids were too easy for robbers to find. You can't hide a giant mountain of stone. So, after many years, the pharaohs stopped building pyramids. They started hiding their tombs under the ground in a secret place called the Valley of the Kings. They hoped that if no one could see the tomb, no one would steal the gold. But the pyramids did exactly what the pharaohs wanted. They lasted forever. Today, more than 4,000 years later, we are still talking about King Khufu and his amazing stone mountain. We often think of the pyramids as brown or yellow, the color of the desert sand. But if you had a time machine and traveled back 4,000 years, you would be shocked. The pyramids were not brown back then. As we mentioned before, they were covered in a special white limestone. This stone was polished until it was very smooth and very bright. When the sun hit the pyramid, it reflected the light. It looked like a giant, glowing mountain of light. At the very top of the pyramid, there was a special stone called a pyramidion. This was a small pyramid shape made of expensive stone, and it was often covered in gold. Imagine standing by the Nile River and seeing a giant white building with a golden point shining in the sky. It was the most beautiful thing in the ancient world. Why did they do this? Because the Egyptians loved the sun. They believed their sun god, Ra, was the most important god. The pyramid's shape represented the rays of the sun coming down to earth. By making it shine, they were honoring Ra and helping the pharaoh reach the sun after he died. Inside the pyramids and on the walls of the tombs nearby, there are many beautiful pictures and symbols. This is the ancient Egyptian writing called hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics use pictures of birds, snakes, eyes, and tools to tell a story. For a long time, no one knew how to read them. It was a lost language. People looked at the walls of the pyramids and thought, What are these birds trying to tell us? Then, about 200 years ago, a special stone was found called the Rosetta Stone. This stone had the same story written in 3 different languages. Because of this stone, we finally learned how to read hieroglyphics. We learned that the Egyptians wrote poems for their kings. They wrote lists of the food they liked, like bread, honey, and grapes. They even wrote magic spells to protect the pharaoh from bad spirits. This writing is like a window into the past. Without it, the pyramids would just be empty stone buildings. But with the writing, the pyramids tell us the names and the dreams of the people who lived so long ago. The pyramids are not just big buildings. They changed the way humans think about what is possible. 1. A lesson in engineering. The pyramids taught the world about engineering. Engineering is the science of building things like bridges, roads, and tall buildings. The Egyptians were the first people to show that humans could organize thousands of workers to finish a giant project. They used math and the stars to make sure the pyramids were perfectly straight. If you look at the Great Pyramid, each side points exactly north, south, east, and west. They didn't have a compass, but they were almost perfect. Modern builders still study the pyramids today to understand how to move heavy things and how to make buildings last for a long time. 2. A symbol of identity. For the people of Egypt today, the pyramids are a symbol of their great history. They are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In fact, they are the only wonder that is still standing today. Every year, millions of people from all over the world travel to Egypt. They want to see the stones with their own eyes. This is called tourism. Tourism is very important because it helps the people of Egypt today by bringing in money and jobs. The pyramids are a bridge between the ancient world and the modern world. 3. Inspiring other cultures. Did you know that Egypt is not the only place with pyramids? Because the Egyptian pyramids were so famous, other cultures nearby wanted their own. In a country called Sudan, which is south of Egypt, there are even more pyramids than in Egypt. The kings there saw the Egyptian pyramids and thought, "We want to be great like the pharaohs, too." Later, even the Romans built a small pyramid in the city of Rome. The idea of the pyramid, a strong, tall building that reaches for the sky, traveled across the world. So, why did they build the pyramids? They built them because they were afraid of being forgotten. They built them because they loved their kings and their gods. But most of all, they built them because they believed in a life that never ends. When you look at a photo of a pyramid, don't just see a pile of rocks. See the sweat of the workers, the brain of the architect Imhotep, and the hope of a people who wanted to touch the sun. Ancient Egypt is gone, the pharaohs are gone, and the gold is mostly gone. But the pyramids are still there, standing tall in the desert, telling us their story. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you learned something new today. History is not just about old things. It is about the amazing things humans can do when they work together.
Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second and it really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.